Hi, sixth grade. Welcome to Halacha class for today. Please have your Hilchot Sefirat HaOmer packet. We're in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Siman Daf, and today we're going to be doing two seifim, Gimel and Dalet. We've already done Aleph and Bet. Now let's continue with learning the halachot of Sfira. We learned so far what happens, what's the ideal way to say the bracha, and what happens if you miss saying the bracha and Sfira at night. And now let's continue in Seif Gimel. This is page 2 of your packet. Hashoel ro, a person who asks his friend, his neighbor, Bein hashmashot o achar kach, during Bein hashmashot, which is kind of like this twilight time. Bein hashmashot, again, hopefully I'll be able to put up that exercise about halachic time. But Bein hashmashot is the 42 minutes between the beginning of sunset and nightfall. As the sun is setting, there is this time that we call Bein hashmashot, and there's a question. We don't know if it's part of the previous day or the upcoming day. So it's like this weird quasi time. So just if someone asks his friend during that time or later, right, if it's already past nightfall, remember nightfall is the best time to start saying Sfira. If someone asks his friend at that point, Kama monim hayom, are we counting today? Yomar lo, you should say to him, what's the response? Etmol haya kach v'kach, that yesterday was such and such day. You kind of sometimes, you hear this in Sfira when people say, oh, what did we count yesterday? When you're trying to remember what you're going to be counting today or tonight, you'd say, oh, what did I count yesterday? So, right, it seems like, why can't you just ask, what's today's day of the Omer? Continue. She'im yomar lo kama monim hayom, because if you actually tell him what it is that you're counting today, and this is before you've had a chance to say a bracha and count, if you tell him, oh, today is 13 days of the Omer, Eino rashai levarech achar kach al hasfira. You're not allowed afterwards to make a bracha and count sfira. Why? Because when you said, even in English, when you said what today is, it's as if you've already done the mitzvah. And therefore, if you say a bracha afterwards and count again in Hebrew, the bracha is being said on a mitzvah you've already done and you don't have to do anymore. And we don't do that. That's called a bracha levatala, a bracha for no reason, or an empty bracha. You're not allowed to say a bracha levatala because that's saying Hashem's name for no reason. If you've already done the mitzvah, you can't do it again. It's not the kind of mitzvah you can do twice in one day. So therefore, we have this funny little convention where we actually say, oh, yesterday was such and such day, and it's easy to do the math, just add one in your head, and you can then figure out what today is. But we avoid actually saying what the day is if we have not yet counted with a bracha. If you've already counted with a bracha, no problem. You can say it, and there's no problem with it because you've already done it, and so it won't cause you to not be allowed to say it in the future. You've already done it. That is Seif Gimel. We're going to jump ahead to Seif Dalet, and then you'll do the questions for both Gimel and Dalet. So let's take a look at Dalet. Seif Dalet. Lechatchila. What did we say lechatchila means? Ideally, from the beginning, the best way to do the mitzvah is how? Kodem sheyivarech. That before you even say the bracha, sarich sheyeda al mahu mivarech. You should know what you're going to say. This actually applies to all brachot for mitzvah, right? Any mitzvah that has a bracha associated with it, like shaking wool of an etrog or eating matzah, right? Ideally, you should have in mind the mitzvah you're about to do before you say the bracha. So that's lechatchila. And what does this mean in terms of sfira? Dahainu is a term that means zomer. So this is what it means, right? Meaning sheyeda, that you should know kama yamim hu basfira. You should know what day it is, what the formula is that you're going to say before you even say a bracha. You should know what day it is that you're going to be counting, and not like doing the math and calculating it in your head as you're saying it. Okay? Ideally, that's how you should do it. Lechatchila. Ubediavad. But post facto, let's say you've already said the bracha and you want to say sfira. Right? You've already said the bracha, so you have to do the counting. Otherwise, it's a bracha levatala. You haven't done the mitzvah associated with it. So what do you do then? So there's 3 scenarios of what this looks like. So here are the halachot. B'diavad. Im lo yada, if you don't know what the day is, upatachu verech, and you've opened your mouth and you started saying the bracha, al da'at, with the intention, and you have in mind, sheyispor kemo shamecha vero, that you will count by repeating what you hear someone else say. So you'll just repeat word for word what they say. Gam kein yatsa, then you have also, yatsa means yatsa et chovato, you have fulfilled, completed, or yatsa, to done, you've done your obligation to do the mitzvah. So b'diavad, you can say the bracha and then repeat word after word someone else. That's what we do with our child, for example. Just repeat after us because he's not yet familiar with how to do the formula of sfira yet, if he doesn't have a sitter in front of him. If we were in school, we would be doing this at Minyan every day with Rabbi Savage. He would say it out loud, and you would say it like, you'd say it probably like a second or two after him, but you would be saying it after him. That's the b'diavad way, and that's okay. It means you fulfilled your obligation if that's how you need to do it. Another way that's a b'diavad, it's not the best way to do it, but it still fulfills the mitzvah. V'chein, and also, im beirach al da'at lispor arba'a yamin, if you said the bracha and you had in mind that you were going to count, for example, day 4, ula achar shebeirech, but after you said the bracha, niskar shetzarich lispor chamisha, you realize, oh, wait a second, it's not the 4th day, it's the 5th day. So what's the scenario? You had in mind to do a specific day while you said the bracha, but you were wrong about what day that was. You thought you were right, but you were wrong. And before you start counting, you realize, oh, wait, I had the wrong thing in mind when I said the bracha 2 seconds ago. What do you do? So what do you do in that case? Sofer chamisha, you should count 5, the appropriate day. Ve'eno tzarich levarech shenit, and you don't have to go back and say a bracha again. Just because you had day 4 in mind when you said the bracha, but you said day 5, doesn't mean you have to say it again. You've still completed the mitzvah appropriately. It's not the lechatchila way to do the mitzvah, but it's a b'diavad and it's good. You don't have to go back and say a bracha again. Third b'diavad scenario, v'chein, and also, im ta'ad basfira, if you made a mistake when you actually said the formula for hayom yom, today is such and such day, kigon, for example, shahayat tzarich lomar shisha yamim, va'amar chamisha yamim. What if you said the bracha, you said today is day 6, but then afterwards, immediately afterwards, you realize, oh wait, no, it's not day 6, it's actually day 5. So you actually said the wrong thing. It's not just that you had in mind the wrong thing, you even went ahead and said the wrong thing. What do you do? Im nizkar miyad, if you remember immediately, then what do you do? Sofer kara'oi, ve'ein sarich levarech shenit. You should immediately correct it. Just go back and say the formula for today is such and such day, the appropriate one, and you don't have to make a bracha again. Okay, so it's kind of like Baruch Atah Hashem, said the bracha. Today is day 6. Today is day 5. Okay, you just immediately do it right away. Aval, however, im hifsik ktsat, if there was a little bit of a break between when you said the wrong counting and then you realize, oh, like even if it's 2, 3, 4 minutes, if you said the bracha, said the wrong date, and then a few minutes later you realize, wait, I said the wrong one. What do you have to do then? If hifsik, meaning you stop, you pause for a little bit, tzarich levarech shenit. Then, as long as it's still nighttime, obviously, because you're not making a bracha during the day, you'd go back and you'd say a bracha again, and you'd say it the right way. So these are the 3 scenarios of the b'diavad. We have the lechatchila way to do the bracha and the counting, and the b'diavad, the 3 scenarios. Lechatchila, you know what day you're counting before you even say the bracha. B'diavad number 1, if you say the bracha knowing, but you know that you're going to copy someone who does know the right way, that's okay. B'diavad number 2, if you count and have the wrong day in mind, but then end up counting the right day, that's fine. And b'diavad number 3 has actually 2 parts. If you have in mind to count and then you count the wrong day, if it's immediate, you can just fix it immediately. If there's a little bit of a break, that's the scenario where you have to go back and say a new bracha. All right, please answer the questions on page 2 and 3. So that's questions 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Pause the video here, answer those questions, and then come on back and we'll check them together. All right, here we go. Question 11. If one is asked Bein Hashmashot, day of the Omer it is, one should respond, yesterday was day X, yesterday was day such and such. Question 12. The reason one should respond this way is because if he says what the current day is in English before properly counting with a bracha, that fulfills the mitzvah of counting. And so he cannot then count that night with a bracha because it will be a bracha levatala, an empty bracha saying Hashem's name for no good reason. It's a bit of a long answer, but I think you can do it. Question 13. Before making a bracha, one should ideally, lechatchila, that's a term you should know. Ideally, you should know exactly which day you are going to be counting before you even say the bracha. Question 14. If after reciting a bracha, one realized they originally had the wrong intent, meaning they thought it was a certain day, it turned out to be a different day, they can still count the proper day without having to make a new bracha. If you haven't counted yet, you've only said the bracha, you don't have to say a new bracha, just say the right day. Doesn't matter if you had in mind the wrong day. Question 15. If one realizes they miscounted and right away corrects himself, he is not required to make a new bracha. If it's immediate, if it's miyad, you don't have to make a new bracha. If one realized that they miscounted and time elapsed, time has passed, then you are required to make a new bracha if it's still the nighttime and say the proper counting. All right. I'm going to go count the Omer now because it's nighttime and I got to count. And I'm going to do it lechatchila as best as I can because I've just reviewed these halachot in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach it to you and to remind myself a little bit of that Torah. I hope you have a wonderful time counting Sefirat HaOmer lechatchila, hopefully the right way. And b'diavad, if you have a scenario, you now know what to do. See y'all next time.